Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Russell of AmbeRussell. Subscribe to the show at the top. Make sure you guys thumbs up this video, leave a comment at the bottom, watch previous videos, and stay tuned what we have for you guys in the future. So, American Idol just released their new judges because auditions actually starting from the judges today. Mariah Carey, Nicki Minaj, Keith Urban, I believe Randy Jackson's going to still be the judge. I don't know if he's going to be a mentor or a judge. I don't even care. I don't see why. I understand why they have Mariah Carey. She's this great vocalist. She has years of experience. She's been on the show a couple of times, and they also sung her songs for one. They had a Mariah Carey week. Keith Urban. There's so many country stars that are coming up auditioning for American Idol. I think he'll be able to be like the Blake Shelton of, American Idol, of The Voice. Be the what Blake Shelton does for The Voice. He'll be able to do for American Idol. Randy, he's been in the music industry for so long. He plays the instruments and the bass, I believe, or the guitar. I forget. He was in Journey. He's been in this industry for so long. He's been on American Idol for so long as well. But Nicki Minaj, if they're doing this just to get ratings, I don't think she's the best person to do that, because if you look at Britney Spears, who's a larger artist with a bigger pop following, isn't doing so great on X Factor, where the show is doing worse, well, as far as ratings go, than The Voice is doing right now, which is on a show, which is on a channel that doesn't have the biggest, following like Fox does. Anyways, the best luck to them. But again, I'm not a fan of the fact that they picked Nicki Minaj. I bet Mariah Carey's upset too, because she's a diva. She's a diva, and she probably wanted to be the only female on the show. And now that she's not, it's gonna be like, what are you gonna do? Nicki Minaj, she's not the greatest singer. She's not the best performer. So I'm kind of flabbergasted to why they picked her. Moving on forward, The Voice versus X Factor. See, you have all these singing shows coming on at the same time. You're like, which show is which? You put these two shows head to head, and I thought X Factor is gonna do much better, because they have Simon Cowell, this epic, judge for these music singing shows. Then you have Britney Spears, one of the biggest pop selling artists of all time, versus you have The Voice. You have Christina Aguilera, who at one time hit her peak, but she has passed her peak right now. You have Maroon 5, Adam Levine. You have Blake Shelton, who's a big-time country singer, but not really in the mainstream world. And you have CeeLo Green, who has a couple of hit singles, but albums don't sell as great. And then look at X Factor. You think they would do so much better in ratings, but it seems as though they didn't. The Voice had like about 10 million people watch, while X Factor had over 8 million people watch. More people tweeted about X Factor than The Voice. They had like about 100 million tweets about them, versus American Idol versus The Voice that had like about 3 million tweets about them, or 30 million, I forget how much. But that goes to show that these Twitters and these social media things don't always add up to being success. As we look at people with all these different Twitter followers and friend requests and likes on Facebook, that doesn't mean that your album's going to sell. And I guess that also means that your TV show won't have high ratings. Just because so many people tweet about it doesn't necessarily mean that, and all these celebrities are tweeting about it. You have the Kardashians and this person, that person. Everyone was tweeting about it. Simon Cowell's trying to make this feud between Britney and Xtina come back again and go head to head at one another. And it seems like Xtina and her show prevailed over X Factor, because they have a formula that people like. I think people are sick and tired of these singing competition shows in general, and the way how Simon was acting isn't really the best way to gather new viewers. And I wish the best of luck to these shows, but it seems as though The Voice is going to do much better throughout this season than X Factor, because the X Factor only picked Britney Spears just to be just to get the ratings and get people to watch. And it seems though as soon as it debuts, the debut is more important than episode number 14. The debut is the one that really is where you get the fans, and also the finale, of course. And It's not working out for them for the best. Britney seems kind of phony the way she sounds like she's reading off of something sometimes. Though I did not watch either show that this past week rather, because I was up at school doing homework. I'm back at home. You see the blue wall, that's my room, not my dorm. Um, I'm just iffy to reasons. She just doesn't seem, genuine when she's talking on this show. It seems as though it's scripted or whatever. And when it comes to the live episodes, that's when it's gonna really be, is this the real Britney or is this, whatever. So Christina Aguilera says she's gonna leave the show after this third season, to continue working on her music and continue working on her artistry, which I think is a really good thing. Because you see all these other artists who are on these singing competition shows, they seem to be so focused on the show that they aren't able to branch out and do what they have to do, like promote in other shows and other places because they're so stuck on this one show. Because you can't go to New York and L.A. and back and forth and be ready for the show like you have to do for these other, if you weren't a part of the show. So her new album's gonna be called Lotus. She released a new single for Your Body, which I'm not really a fan of the song. Her voice is too raspy on on the chorus. I wish it was a little bit more sweeter and more falsetto-y and more a little bit higher up pitch because it'll make the song a little bit more sweeter. I don't understand why she had the explicit "Fuck Your Body" version. I don't think that version adds any more to the song. I think it makes it worse. I'd rather get the clean version. I'm a huge fan of hers, so I'm hoping for the best. I'm glad she had an album come out 2 years versus 3, 4, or 5 years apart, because normally that's how she normally does it. 99, 2002, 2004, 2006 rather, which was 4 years between Bionic and Stripped and Back to Basics, and then you had Bionic, which was 4 years after that, which was 2010, which I understand these big, huge gaps where your album wasn't, anything groundbreaking. I understand she want to take time, really, devote herself to making this great music, but, at the same time, you can't wait too long because at the end of the day, there's always someone there to take your spot. You don't want to get left behind. Like Missy Elliott, she released a snippet of her new song, Triple Fat, I believe it's called. I didn't hear it, but when you lose your spot, when you wait too long, you lose your spot, and that's when people decide, hey, forget it. They forget about you, and there's a new generation of music fans, as well as there's a new generation of music purchasing that you are missing out on, that you aren't familiar with, and the new tactics that you have to get a number one and be successful rather in this industry right now. Speaking of new music, Sierra released her new single for Sorry. I think Sierra should have did an up-tempo song, and the music video came out at the same time. This is one thing I don't understand. Why release the music video and the song at the same time for any artist? You need the music video to help hype up the new single. So when it releases, you perform a couple of places, you let people know that the new song's out, you release snippets of the music video, blah, 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 stuff like that, to promote it. And then the music video helps further hype up the song, as well as other live performances and stuff and interviews that you do throughout the show or throughout the time that the single's out. Because when you do the music video and the single at the same time, which the song is not even released onto iTunes yet, I don't believe, when you do it at the same time, there's nothing else to help back up and support and hype up this new single. Sierra should stick to what she knows. Her singles that are, ballads never really do well. I think when I think of Sierra, I think of dance, smooth songs, maybe, crunk. I think of hype. I think of party. I think of more fun stuff than something like Sorry. But, it's a new route that she wants to take. She wants to reintroduce herself to people, but I think she should have did it in a dance way. DMX is upset about Drake doing a Aaliyah album, and he's the only person to speak out about it. I feel sorry for DMX because, he's upset about the loss of Aaliyah. He's not in the right state of mind right now. He seems like he is drunk or high or on something, which is not a good thing. But, he's the only person who really came out and said what he said. And, he called out Drake, so it may some people might say it's coming from a hater point of view. But, he's really, passionate about this Aaliyah album, and he really is upset at the fact that he's not calling one. Or, Drake, regardless of you are a fan, yes, I understand that, but, as a fan, you should want to work with Missy and Timbaland, all of them, versus, you know, just doing it all yourself. This is Russell of AmbeRussell.